Hello shiny happy people and welcome to another thrilling instalment of Eye to Eye with me, Mrs. RD.
And me, Ichtax and Gerachnis.
Yeah, whatever.
But I much prefer my Mr. Thought.
We'll go with that then. We thought we would indulge in a spectacular extravaganza for Halloween, or Samhain, as we who don't indulge in the rip-off retail festival call it.
We did ponder holding a seance to see if we could contact any of the more famous dead nibtards, such as Robert Harrington, Zacharias Sitchin. But unfortunately, we only have a skeleton staff here, and thought perhaps the dead nibtards may be too high-spirited for us to deal with.
Did you get a team of ghostwriters to script that for you? Moving swiftly on, let's have a musical moment to celebrate the season.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from its slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast, the ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrodes. Then you can monster mash and do my graveyard smash. You'll catch on in a flash. Then you can monster mash. Mash. Ooh. Easy, boy, you impetuous young boy. Mash.
Do you think there is accuracy in the costumes they were in the video? I mean, what do you suppose our favourite nibtards will be wearing at Halloween?
Well, Michael from Naburi News can just come as himself and say he's a mummy. Jeff P, oh, definitely a spider costume. Matt Rogers, well, if he shaved his head, he could be the spitting image of Uncle Fester from the Addams Family. And Scott Cohn, oh, he just needs a rooster mask and a bag of lollipops. Think about it.
What's up next, Mrs. RD?
It's time for Random Debunk of the Week. And what ridiculous nonsense are we talking about today?
Ah yes, for this week's Random Debunk of the Week, meet Bruce, of Bruce Sees All. Henceforth known as Bruce Sees Fuck All. This imbecilic individual is so out of the communal tree, it is frightening. Bruce's speciality, and I use the word advisedly, is fucking around with filters in whatever software he's using to prove structures on the moon, and indeed, in an instance I've observed in one of his videos, on a star. The star being so far away, yet his 1000mm lens-equipped camera could see it and the detail, whereas both professionals and amateurs alike have not. This was going to be specifically to address the WSO interview, where the boys were just loving each other up.
Oh, pass me a sick bag, please.
Under the seat, Mrs. RD. But when I began delving into his catalogue of utter madness, I thought a broader brush was required. This is a man who has said, in various videos, that Venus is a sun, there are artificial structures on the moon, and I don't mean the parts left behind by the American space program.
He clearly watches far too many Secure Team 10 videos.
One is too many, I think we can agree.
Oh yes.
He claims various planets and or stars are roving around and have altered our solar system's planets' orbits and that of other galaxies.
Oh really?
Yes, which any reasonably intelligent person can check and dismiss his stupefyingly idiotic claims in an instant. I mean, how come the world's amateur astronomers have not seen these changes? Come to that, why have they not seen these roving objects that are supposed to be playing havoc that only Bruce keeps finding? A lot of his images appear to be lens flare, in relation, usually, to the sun or moon, coloured in fetching tints, and then soundly buggered with various filters to, as Bruce claims, bring out the detail.
There is far too much of this messing about with filters and adjusting levels in the Nibtar community. anyone with a half-decent Photoshop program can fiddle around to make things completely different from what they actually are. Do you recall Planet Lichen?
Oh, yes.
The close-up of a moss-covered stone, duly bastardised and applied to an overbright image of the sun, looking almost identical to Scott Cohn's imaginary planet. It's so easily done.
Ah, yes, that was a debunk and a half. He also mentions stacking software. This is a program that, if fed multiple shots of, say, Jupiter, can sort through each frame and take the best, laying them on top of each other to produce a highly detailed image from them, whereas individually they may not look impressive. Commonly, this is used for our planets and for deep sky objects like galaxies and nebulae. Bruce apparently has 7 of these programs, but he doesn't use them, and it shows.
Why would you do astrophotography and have 7 stacking programs that you don't actually use?
Perhaps because they show only reality?
Hmm.
Then he was on to making 2D images into 3D, so you could see more detail. And apparently looking at these images he takes on a monitor using a camera also gives this effect. I call it a bullshit. 3D images require multiple shots taken across or around a scene or object. These individual shots are then merged in such a way as to give the 3D effect. Bruce C's fuck all also appears to be unaware of some of the clever things science and astronomy has and is capable of, such as looking at the atmospheres of other planets in our own system and using spectral analysis to observe what their atmospheres are made of. Not to mention we've also sent exploration probes to them to sample atmospheres. It also transpires that Bruce C's fuck all has managed to garner enough donations to purchase a 14-inch telescope.
Woohoo!
I can only imagine the utter shit that he is going to produce using it and annihilating any useful details it sees with more filters than you can shake a stick at. At one point, it looked like someone had used a spirograph to draw around our sun. This is not detail. It's fancy algorithms making arty effects with the given images.
He does say, or maybe it was Olsen that said, that he's a digital artist. You know, perhaps this is the case, but saying your highly photoshopped pictures are anything more than art is just ridiculous in my view.
I think a trained monkey would be more artistic, frankly.
Hmm.
For a photographer, he seems well short on the knowledge of lens flares and their cause, and any understanding of real post-processing to actually improve an image rather than fuck it up so badly you can't even fathom what the original object was.
Well, thank you for that. There's not a lot else we can say about Bruce C's fuck all because he sees fuck all. So now, especially for Halloween, we persuaded Matt Rogers to take a look around a haunted building for us. Here's his in-depth report.
Look how dark and dim it is. I mean, why is it so dark? It's a lot darker than it should be. Why is it so dark? I just can't get round this.
It's dark. It's very dark. Look how dark it is. It's getting too dark over there. Look how dark it's got there. Very dark. It's too dark. Very, very dark. It just looks too dark. It's very, very dark. Look how dark it is. Come on. Look how dark it is. Look how dark it is. I mean, look at it. It's so dark. Look at the darkness on the ground. Look how dark it is. Look at the darkness. Okay? Look how dark it is. Very, very dark. It's so dark. Look at the darkness of everything that's going on.
Well, thanks for that, Matt. Maybe take a torch next time, eh? And next we delve back inside the Planetex Research Equipment Store and ask, what's Scotty looking through today?
Ta-da! Well, he's not looking, he's listening. And the magical instrument is an EchoBox app on his mobile phone. Enjoy!
Today we're going to do a little voice chat with some spirits. You will hear these spirits saying my name constantly. What is my complete name? Tell me my complete name.
Scott the Scumbag.
Say my name again.
Lying Wanker.
Say my name again.
Wanker.
Ooh, very interesting.
This man is a complete idiot.
I wonder what our guest bastard of the week thinks of this.
And who is our guest bastard of the week this week, Mrs. RD?
It's none other than... Miss Nerd with Attitude.
Woohoo!
Carp juggling thundercunt.
Well, I couldn't have put it better myself. And finally, it's time once again for...
Well, this comment was found on a Preposy video. It's by an Amy Kelly and says, "You cannot make a pink rainbow with our sun. Scientifically implausible. It has to come from a different light source. Holy shit." Oh my goodness. A pink rainbow is a rare optical illusion created by the combination of a pink sky and a normal rainbow. Go swat up on atmospheric optics, dearie. Mind you, it doesn't help when the uploader of the video says shit like,
There is no such thing as a pink rainbow.
if you want to see some true horrors on Halloween, just go check out some of Prep's videos. And that's all from this Halloween special edition. We hope you all had a scream. It's goodbye from me, Mrs. RD.
And it's goodbye from me, my Mr. Thought.
Bye.
Have you ever been kissed by a vampire?
Oh yeah, it's a right pain in the neck.
I'll do a trick if you'll be my treat.
Down boy.